Hi there. This is, I think, day 39 of my COVID-19 holiday away from everybody. Um, and I wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about for the last week. And that is, well, two things, and I'll bring them together towards the end. One of the things that set me thinking was this business of the R value. We heard them talk about the R value. If it's less than one, the number of people infected goes down and the virus dies out. And if it's above one, the virus carries on growing and infects more and more people, and eventually it takes off exponentially and becomes uncontrollable. So that's why they keep saying we want the R value to be less than one. And it's funny, I first came across this business of the R value, not in this context, but it may even have been a year ago when I just happened to be reading around social media concepts and stuff like that. I do a lot of social media marketing for my business, and I wanted to find out what goes into a viral post. I mean, the clue is in the name. And I found this article that talked about an equation for the virality of a social media post. And it turned out it's the same equation that they use for the virality of an actual virus. Who knew? But it's effectively the same thing, isn't it? You can see the similarities. I mean, there's R value. If you think of a social media post, it's a combination of how many people, how many followers you've got, how many friends you've got on your list. So how many people can you infect? How many people have you got to share your post with? And the kind of shareability of the post, how infectious that post is, how funny it is, how earth-shatteringly important and amazingly insightful it might be. So that's the kind of R value of a social media post, and if it's very shareable, it's funny, witty, insightful, and you've got lots of people to share it with, then R value is more than one, and therefore the social media post takes off, and that's how viral posts are created. And it's the same with an actual virus. We've been trying to work on social distancing, reducing the number of people we've got to share the virus with if we've got it, because we can't do anything about the virility, infectiousness of the actual disease. That's one thing. It's very infectious. So the only thing we can affect to bring this R value down is the number of people we put within 2 meters of ourselves that are there to be infected. So R value. And then, I was thinking also about how heartwarming it is, seeing the amount of appreciation that's going round for different groups of people, and indeed the amount of interpersonal support. I certainly get messages from people I don't even really know on LinkedIn, for instance, saying "Hope you're okay, hope you're staying safe" and stuff like that. That's really heartwarming. And the fact that we stand on our, mine's balcony, but open the windows, open the doors, and we clap at 8 p.m. on a Thursday to say thank you to the key workers, the health service staff, and anybody who is in that category of working to both care for people and keep the country running. And again, it's not just appreciation for those health workers and key workers and social care staff. I was even more warmed to see on Twitter yesterday or today NHS staff dedicating their Thursday thank you to other people who they thought deserved gratitude. The public transport drivers, the people who are keeping the shops running for them to buy food, and the people who are the teachers who are still working in the schools so that they can go to work, and so they're passing on their thanks. And then it struck me, people are passing on this appreciation to everybody they can think of, and then I wondered, what's the R value of appreciation? How many people can we pass on our appreciation to, And how big can that appreciation be? How big a smile can we put on people's faces? And how many people can we infect with this positivity? It's almost like we're trying to create a pandemic of positivity. You heard it first here. It's a great thought, isn't it? And part of me wants to just leave it with you. I mean, what is there more to say? It's more something to think of, and think of what can we actually do. You know, when you go into a shop, maybe it's instead of whinging about how long you had to wait, maybe say thank you for actually coming into work. You know, how many times have I had a smile on my face because I just got a random email from someone on my mailing list for Supercharged Finance who says, thank you for what you do. Keep doing what you're doing. I find it really helpful. And that puts a smile on my face, makes me feel great. And if that makes me feel great, it must make other people feel great to be appreciated. So maybe it's time we started thinking of others, even people we feel a little bit grumpy with, and think, what would it take to put a smile on their face? What can I thank them for? What can I appreciate them for? And let's create this pandemic of positivity. So that's my thought for this week, and hopefully I'll be back with more, if I can think of any, and hope you do well in the coming days. Speak to you soon.